Hi, I'm Trey, and these are the myths and tunes that we live by. Question and transform into the awakened third eye of the I and I. And today, I want to talk to you about a talk called Habitat, the Booby Trap, and an advice script. Cold Faithful and the Nude Clarity. There she is a trickling waterfall in your mind. She's a tricky hot spring to find. She's a trickling waterfall in your mind. She's a Habitat, the Booby Trap, and an advice grip. Cold Old Faithful and the warm Nude Clarity. Most of us in this human experience often have a real issue or identification with places and things. For me, for example, I like to have a candle and a prayer so that I can constantly remember the Holy Ghost in physical representation. And for me, it's nothing special. I don't even think of it as a special thing for my videos. It's just something I do. I light a candle and I pray. When you stay in a place, a town, especially a physically addictive habit or mentally addictive substance, when you remain faithful to your old friends, but your heart turns cold because you never made amends with that part of you that knows you have to become one with Christ, live out your dreams, respect your higher soul. What happens, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is sometimes parts of your soul try to run away. Parts of your self-love want to jump out the window. If you stay in the town you grew up in, think about this. All of you stayed in the town you grew up in. And then those of you watching who moved away, even in my case or my friend Dawn's case, across the country, think about how much that affects you. Well, it can go either way. It can, the so-called curse of Santa Cruz can pull you down into your egocentric dreams if you don't live them, or it can boost you. The power of so many people moving to the West Coast to live out their dreams can help you to achieve yours if you're steadfast and strong in your will in a respectful, harmless way. So our friends, when people give us gifts, or the gifts we're born with, our talents, things our parents and siblings give us, free places to stay, influence, laziness, codependency. Sometimes, as it says in the fish song, Birds of a Feather, people have you there just because they need someone nice around. So what happens after you get accustomed to this type of behavior, if you do, is it sticks you into their social hierarchy at a low place. It sticks you into their structural belief at a low place. And I meant to mention this cat in the last videos about patterns, and I didn't. But nothing but respect. But this couple brought Elena Freeland to Capitola Yoga Studio, Oneness and Breath. And I watched a 2-hour presentation of her read from her book, Geoengineered Transhumanism. But however, this man, he's probably over 70 now. He went to UCSC when it first opened, and it was still radical. And he studied with some actual greats. I didn't know Suzuki Roshi was at UCSC. And so, not this past week when homie Solo Preacher Man had to, like I say, steal my work trade out from under me, so I wasn't there. But the week before that, he gave me his book, and it was very interesting, totally fitting to bring this up. He gave me his book after I confronted his Archon or Zeta program that was programming his ego or his self-centeredness to, and his wife scoffed at when I invited them to watch my YouTube channel, and then she said, "Oh, you're just trying to do what we're all trying to do, trying to make a little money." No, I'm trying to do what the higher self of you is trying to do, to share the truth. You know, I'm not. But I bring this up because this dude went to UCSC, and his book here, it's a beautiful thing, and he just came out with 2001. But I'm just getting into it, but he's mixing, because I'm reading 3 other books. But he mixes the tantric philosophy with astrology and flips the order. His idea was that the Leo is at the top of the wheel, and I'm at the bottom. I'm joking, but only half joking. So the reason why I bring this guy up, Rico, is because I believe the reason why they refuse to give it a shot, maybe they don't really like to watch microwave their heads watching YouTube, they claim. But really, I think it's because perhaps they sense that I'm dependent financially in that negative system. But I think, moreover, because I did not submit to the college system of systems. In other words, the man's mind is, very obviously, he wrote this book combining systems. So it's just a normal thing for many people, even mystics, even people that are in enlightenment, to be so involved in systems of tradition, hierarchy, or belief structure from the ancient history, in this case, to where, because I wasn't from some lineage, or he studied with Baba Hari Das, I am not from a system, because I am more like Osho. Maybe he can accept me more when he realizes, if he were willing to watch my videos, that I'm more like Osho. I believe that any healthy tradition or system, if it's not dogmatic, if it's not going to oppress you, control you with bullshit or hierarchy or structural middlemaning out to the divine like most of them do, then hey, more power to you. The Mahayana, shamanism are all both ancient systems that, again, if I claim to be a shaman or a yogi, there's not necessarily a person who studied either or both those subjects extensively is not necessarily going to believe me or think I have any authority, because unless they knew my teacher, there is no credentials, there is no MD, there is no PhD system in those ancient traditions. However, as I've said in my other video about how can you tell, the proof is in the medicine. Okay, so but your habitat, your place where you live, if you don't change, if you don't realize what I was talking about in the last several videos is key and integral to your expansion and consciousness into the oneness, your old friends can start to get in the way. And actually, my friend I did the work trade for years ago, when they were more tuned into the fourth dimension, second Bardo part of our friendship, or honoring it a little bit more, or a little more aware, they actually told me when they dropped me off here at the trailhead, if I'm holding you back, go ahead and move away or quit the job and quit doing the work trade. But they were so nurturing and loving, and they seemed to love to hear me talk about Christ, and so I tried to stick it out. But again, that's in part because I was in denial of the possibility of these covert, narcissistic, parasitic, predator, interdimensional spirits, because I didn't understand how they can use anxiety or stress over the property tax or rent or the husband to cause it. I didn't understand how terribly prevalent this shit is 5 years ago, before I began all these studies. So that's the reason why I'm telling everyone I'm a frontline soldier in the information battle about the fourth dimension, because I don't want these demons to attack any more of my family and friends or get between me and them. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. And number one, I'm over letting them affect my behavior negatively. And you can ask any of these people I made the videos about. You can ask my mom, my brother, anyone who's subscribed on this channel that knows me. Okay? Over the years, I've stopped acting like an idiot very often. I still might do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect or I'm 100% healed. But I'm just saying that everyone, the most screwed up person, if they're willing to improve, if they love and respect the Christos within their heart enough to do it, we can all improve. We can all become more respectful beings. We can all learn to change our habits and our places, or just simply our addictions, to get out of the booby trap, to give up the idea that you only want that temporary meal of breast milk. As wonderful as that is, as amazing, as integral, as extremely key as that is, you must look at the long term. A big thing with shamanism, with psychics who channel spirits, with others who are more real to the fourth and fifth and sixth dimension, is they understand you must transcend linear time, the demiurge, the soul reincarnation death trap, through respect, through discernment, and through studying your life, your patterns, your thoughts, and making them better and more like the Christ. It's very important. Okay, so if you just have to have this nice, generous person around, it can stick you in their hierarchy. Positionality, narcissistic supply, and reverse. Okay, so these people aren't aware of it, but again, most people are not willing to admit these Zeta programs and these holographic microwave mind control subtle abductions exist, even though it affects most of us all the time. When their kindness is a trap. For me, for example, I was collecting cans for all my money, and then suffering from, after 3 years of begging, becoming willing to be dependent financially. Suffering as a guy collecting cans versus suffering as a dependent versus suffering as a wage slave who's fully independent just to spend all his time paying for the box. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this.